All right, here we go. Pop the balloon and find love. We are on episode 61, and we almost had three matches. We almost had our third match, but we backed out of the last minute. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and get to it. Next one. Hopefully,
Hey,
we get
let's
our
go ahead
match
and
of
bring out our
three,
next
or
single
our goal of three,
guy.
rather.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Naeem.
Naeem, how old are you?
I am 33 years old.
And what do you do?
Okay.
I am the top realtor in New Jersey. I run a sales team. I also have my mortgage license, and I help sellers net the most amount of money in the least amount of time. I help buyers find their dream house or their first investment property.
And spell it right.
Naeem, how old are you?
I am 33 years old.
And what do you do?
I am the top realtor in New Jersey. I run a sales team. I also have my mortgage license, and I help sellers net the most amount of money in the least
There we
amount of
go.
time. I help buyers find their dream house or their first investment property, and I'm also a real estate investor.
All right, here we go. That's what's up. Shout out to him, man. Being number one in New Jersey. That's what's up. It's a big flex, as he should. As he should. He definitely takes his craft very seriously, fitness seriously. Okay. What y'all think, ladies? Running his own. Like that. Okay. Okay, New Jersey. Okay, New Jersey. Love to see it. That's what's up, man. Shout out to him. What y'all think, ladies?
Okay, very nice. And what are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to travel. I like to dance. I like to go to a lounge, nice restaurants. I work. Work is fun to me.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, and what do you look for in a woman?
What do I look for in a woman? I look for someone that is feminine, someone that is loving, nurturing, kind, respectful, loyal, honest, and I would say someone that understands a man and the role that that man had to walk in order to be the man that he is today. Because every man has a journey and they go through adversity to become the man that they are. So
Okay. And what are some of your
That's
deal
real.
breakers?
some of my deal breakers, I would say someone that overconsumes alcohol,
Okay.
smokes, argumentative, someone that's been outside, and I'm talking outside, meaning, if I go to this restaurant, they know the owner, they know the security guard, they know the bouncer. There's a lot going on, too much going on for me.
Okay.
I mean, I get his sentiments, I get where he's coming from, but I mean, listen, she could be just like, you know what I'm saying? Like her being an influencer. Go to a different restaurant, you network with these people, get free food, because I'm known in a couple restaurants, because I sent a DM. It's that simple. That don't mean that I'm outside, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's context, but I get what he's talking about, though.
All right, so we did get some pop balloons.
Yeah.
Let's go on over there, see why they ended up popping.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start here. Yeah, your name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Sammy, 31, the outside comment, like you're right, but I actually work for a lot of promotional teams in my city, so I help with like ticket sales. So I also have to attend said events. So a lot of people do know me in Boston, unfortunately. So
All right, well, that's your line of business, so that's different.
Yeah.
You're working. You're not
I
like
am.
outside to.
No, it's like more of like a hobby thing. I help out these teams. I primarily do tech sales, but in the sales game, it's a lot of stuff, networking. You know what I mean?
100%,
So
completely understand.
that's why. But yeah,
Completely understand. Completely understand.
All right, now she's someone that's your type.
She's beautiful. Yeah, she's attractive. She's definitely attractive. I mean, everyone here is attractive, so I don't have anything negative to say.
appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, your name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm 33.
How you doing, Sandy?
And I popped my balloon because your last comment about knowing people. I'm a professional model, so I know a
Yeah,
lot of people.
exactly.
And if I feel like if I were to bring you around, you'll be like asking me like, oh, how you know this person? And
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. That's come
I agree
between my
with that.
career. And if that's the problem, it's just not for me. I'm sorry.
I completely understand.
But you are a handsome man, and keep selling your realtor. You look nice.
Thank you. You look nice as well.
You got it.
You look nice as well.
Yeah, she's someone that's your type.
She's also attractive, and I respect
you.
your work, your line of work. You're a model, and completely understand.
I'm a professional signed model. It's a difference.
Professional.
Yeah,
Okay.
not-
See, this is the thing. This is the thing. Hold on.
Okay.
An Instagram model. I've been modeling before Instagram.
Okay.
That's the thing. Okay, I'll get it out. That's the thing. With her being a professional realtor, selling your, you know what I mean? Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back.
And I popped my balloon because your last comment about knowing people. I'm a professional model, so I know a lot of people. And if I feel like
Valid.
if I were to bring you around, you would be like asking me like, "Oh, how you know this person?" And I don't have time for that. That's come between my
Valid.
career. And if that's the problem, it's just not for me. I'm sorry.
I completely
Valid.
understand. Completely
But you
understand.
are a handsome man, and keep selling your realtor. You look nice.
Selling your realtor, okay? So that could be taken as a dig at selling houses. Like he just said he was the number one realtor, but now you're saying selling realtor. You know what I'm saying? That could be taken a little bit. That can be taken differently. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Nice.
That's like, oh, your little job, keep doing it, your little, you know what I mean? Like it comes off that way. I know she didn't mean it that way. I know just by watching this for an hour 19 minutes and 55 seconds. But it could be interpreted that way. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. You look nice as well.
You got it.
You look nice as well.
Yeah, she's someone that's your type.
She's also attractive, and I respect
you.
your work, your line of work. You're a model, and completely understand.
I'm a professional signed model. It's a difference.
Professional.
Yeah,
Okay.
An Instagram model. I've been modeling before Instagram.
Okay. Completely
See,
understand.
that's the thing though. Like I said, I get it, but I think that he was being genuine when he said model, not like Instagram model. But I get it. She has to clear her brand, clear her. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. But from the outside looking in, people can deem that as being a little bit aggressive. That's all I'm saying. Do I take it that way? No. Did he take it that way? I don't think so. But I'm just saying that's how it could be interpreted. That's all.
Completely understand.
Okay.
Oh.
Your name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Sade, I'm 28. Everything you said was good. I really just was trying to find like some type of chemistry there. Like you're very attractive, but I didn't really hear anything that was like I would be ready to leave with you today and we be a match. And I think it's only fair that we keep the balloon if we see a future with the person
That's
that we're
right.
talking to. So
Okay.
I'd rather give the other ladies a chance to find it because I wasn't 100%. So.
All right. Well, you gotta give me some time. I just got out here.
I know,
It's still early, but I still
It
respect
is,
that.
It is, but yeah, that's why I popped.
Got it.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, she's someone that's your type.
She's also attractive. They're all beautiful. They're all beautiful here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's head on back this way. So we've got 3 unpopped balloons.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask our remaining ladies a question.
All right. Question: if I was taking care of everything, the bills, future plans, living situation, and things of that nature, what would you be able to then bring to the table if I'm already making sure everything else is sorted?
Yikes.
Okay. Name and age and answer to this question.
I'm Kiara. I'm 31. I would, it just depends on our relationship, but I really wouldn't want it to just be like the typical cooking, cleaning, because I feel like as a woman, I bring more value to a
Absolutely.
relationship than that.
Let me just jump in there.
Okay.
Cooking and cleaning, that's also sorted. Restaurants, cleaner, all that, don't really have to worry. So if I can take care of that as well, then what more can you also add to the table?
I mean, if that's being done, then I would just hope that, we could spend a lot of time together and that I could support you in like any way that you need. It would really just depend on, our relationship. Yeah, it would depend on our relationship, but I feel like, if all of that is being taken care of, we should just be able to spend more time together and enjoy each other's company.
Okay.
We'll be back. Let's head down over here. Your name and age and answer to this question.
My name is Kisu. I'm 27. I find it hard that I don't really have an answer, but I don't have an answer because that's not a dynamic I've ever thought about for myself.
Interesting.
For my future family, I do like the idea of me providing in some way, shape, or form. Just due to like what I saw with my parents, and I work really hard, and I feel like I want that to show in the family. So
Absolutely.
I can't answer that. I'm so sorry, but I hope that's an answer. Yeah.
That's real.
I'm just pop. I ain't gonna hold you. Sorry.
So why'd you end up hopping?
I just don't think I would be a good fit. I'm not gonna be a good fit. I just feel like hearing a question like that, I can tell
Yeah.
how you would want your partner, or hopefully how your future family dynamic will be, and that doesn't match with mine.
It's interesting because there's so many different dynamics in a relationship.
I
So
agree.
I just asked the question, right? And the reason why is because maybe in that scenario, a woman would then, maybe her concern would be taking care of the house, nurturing the kids, or maybe she wants to be a part of whatever journey that I'm on. So yeah, so to sum it up, every relationship is different, and it's a conversation, all right? And just interesting to kind of know if things were taken care of, what would the dynamic then be, or would the woman then want to add something to the table? But you know, it's all up for discussion. Just no perfect relationship. There's many variables.
Got you.
Okay. All right.
I respect your answer, love.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so for me personally, I get where he's coming from, 1000%. However, what he's trying to like get at, the question was off-putting to people. You know what I mean? Like, it makes that question, I feel like, makes a woman feel like she has to crawl her way up to try to be like, oh yes, please pick me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of, I don't know, man. It puts him in a box, in my opinion. I don't think he was trying to do that, but that's how it can come off of the initial, like, oh, I got everything taken care of. What do you bring to the table? What are you gonna do for me? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do for, like, come on, man. You know?
All right, and we did get a pop balloon over here. Your name and age, and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Hi, I'm Dre. I'm 31. I don't know. The question was just a little off for me. I think, like you said, what do you bring to the table? I don't know. To me, just I didn't like that sentence frame, so it kind of stressed me out.
It stressed you out a
Yeah,
little
it
bit?
sure
Why did it stress
did.
you out?
I don't know. It was more like, like if you're taking care of everything, it's kind of like you expect me to do something back, but like naturally I would do it, but it was just more like, what do you bring to the table? Like,
I mean,
it was just off.
it's not even bring something back, right? Like loving, being loyal, like if there's a bad day, if there's a bad year, I'm still here, like.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even that's something, all right?
Yeah, I think you could have worded the question a little better,
Yeah.
like how would you support me, or something like that. But
Right.
yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you bring to the table if I'm taking care of everything? So you're going down that slope. You know what I mean? And so, for example, I'm a yap a little bit real quick. So the women that I go for, right? We don't have these type of conversations. Number one, because what's understood doesn't need to be explained, and I'll explain it like this, because y'all don't know, obviously. I deal with women that are professionals in a sense. So, for example, they've gone to school, they've done schooling, they are, high in their career, things like that. You know what I mean? Managers, professionals, etc. For me to ask them to negate all the schooling that they've gone through, negate all the training, all the certifications, all the stuff like that, you know what I mean? Everything that they worked for, just to fit in a mold of a traditional relationship, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So when questions are phrased in like, what I'm taking care of everything, what are you gonna bring to the table, rather than how do you show your love and affection to your partner, I feel like those answers would be the same in his mind, but he didn't frame it in the second way. So, with that being said, it's all about how you word things, and because I feel like he has good intentions. He's not coming off as like this guy that's like alpha male, red pill, Middle Eastern traditional values type guy. You know what I mean? He's not coming off that way. So maybe, like I said, maybe I'm looking at it wrong from the previous episode of old boy saying he didn't like short hair, because you know what I mean? But hey.
All right, no problem.
So we do still have an unpopped balloon. Any questions for him?
Outside of work, what do you do for free time? Like, what do you do for fun?
What I do for fun, as of late, I've been traveling a lot. So I definitely travel a lot, just in Dubai, just in Morocco, Cape Town, Guyana. I like enjoy restaurants. I love dancing, so I got a lot of rhythm. If they was playing some music, I bust a dance move, but, I love giving back as well.
Okay.
I love giving back as well. That's a big thing for me, inspiring the youth, especially as a black man in America.
For sure.
I feel as though one of the biggest things in this world is making an impact. So like I generally enjoy that. Yeah, and when I can play sports, I'm a athlete. My nephew's now in wrestling. I'm an All-American wrestler. I play
Okay.
soccer. So
Okay.
coaching, I used to coach soccer. And that's pretty much what I do for fun.
Okay.
Any questions for her?
Yeah, what's your toxic trait? Tell me something bad.
My toxic trait.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff.
I would say if I could say my most toxic trait is I can be a little rebellious.
Ah.
That is. I'm just being honest. I'm an Aquarius, so that's something that I am working on. Just working on that.
Not being so rebellious.
Yeah. Other than that, I wouldn't really say. I mean, I'm not gonna name out like all of my toxic traits, but other than that, I would say something that I've been told I need to work on is communication. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
But I do try to work on being a better communicator. I am a good listener though, so.
So you're a good listener, but you're also rebellious.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Bring up here with us. Let me have you scoot that way for me. I'm going that way. Keep on going. Keep on going. All right, and you'll stand here. Oh, any final questions between the two of you guys?
Yes. Let's say that there was chaos for whatever reason in the world and we had to escape a certain situation and you want to go left, but I want to go right. Which direction are you going? You, in your heart, you want to go left, but I'm saying we're going right. Which way do you want to go and will you go?
If you were my husband, I would follow your lead. I'll say that. If you were my husband, I would follow your lead.
And the only reason why I'm popping is because how will we ever be able to get to that situation to be husband and wife, if we can't even be in that realm of respect in the beginning stage? When I don't feel like we'll get there.
I mean, I get that. That's kind of an extreme example. I feel you, but I wouldn't. It really would just depend on the situation. But I mean, to me, to be honest, I would say, if it's my husband, then yeah, I'd follow his lead. But obviously we would have worked our way up to that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It would just depend on how well we know each other. How much I trust you, stuff like that.
I completely respect that.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
But I know you got a little rebellion in you, and
I'm honest.
I respect the honesty.
He wanted to pop since he heard rebellion. All right, I'll have you head on back. Thank you. All right, well, that's all the balloons popped, unfortunately, but thank you so much for coming on. Let's give it up for
You like what you like, man. You like what you like. And in a relationship, you got to find somebody to fit that mold. So I respect his questions, but you gonna pop on her because of that? Because of a hypothetical that will never happen? Let's get to these awards. Man. So, best dressed. Oh, I already did best dressed in the intro. But funniest is definitely her. Funniest one was definitely her. I'll give her that. This wasn't really like a funny episode, I would say. But I say the funniest is her. I like people that are outspoken and not afraid to speak their mind. And she made me laugh a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go with her. I'm gonna also go with her being the clip farmer of the episode. She's gonna blow up for some clips in this episode for sure. Absolutely. The best match. I'm gonna say the best match was my guy. These two right here. With her. Let me go. Yeah, best match. I don't even think it's a. I don't even think it's close. Best match, man. Shout out to them. And then most likely to blow up. I mean, isn't that kind of like the Clip Farmer a little bit? I think so.
First single guy.
I think that's kind of like the Clip Farmer. So yeah, but honestly, I'm gonna say this for the outro. If I was walking here, right? If I was one of the contestants, and this is the panel, you know what I mean? If this was my panel, I have my eye on 4. But after knowing what I know about them, it's 2. It went from 4, now it's 2. And honestly, we just have to have a conversation to see who would be the best. And I feel like it's a close 2, and the rest are very far behind. If I'm going to be real. Yeah. Oops, my bad. But if y'all want my opinion, you know what I mean? Kiera and Sammy. And it's not even close. Because
They say shoot.
but I'm not gonna do that. Because I'm a reactor and I gotta keep it P.